Oh, welcome back, everybody. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon fan here for your Week 7 NFL review show. I'm Slim, he's Slam, and to my left, that is the Bandwagon fan. As always, folks, proudly brought to you by the Jersey Cartel over on Facebook and JRV Electrical. Boys, how are we?
Better now, mate. Just got that bit of fluff off your head.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Hair and makeup not doing their job tonight. You, Schnaz?
Nah, doing well. Hit some multis on the weekend,
Yeah.
boy.
Boy, did we ever.
Wasn't the one-leg warrior anymore, so it's good to be back on the winners there.
One-legged warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, look into that as you will.
Bit of Zach Wilson about that.
Yeah. Johnny Sins, depending on which way you look at it.
Oh, there it is.
One-legged warrior.
25 seconds.
One-legged warrior. It works. Pay it.
Oh.
I'm on board.
You were mentioning off air, Slammy, you wish that there was more crowns to have in the studio.
I do, Blaze, because I couldn't have not hit an NFL multi on the weekend, even if I tried.
With your
I
eyes
tried
closed.
so hard.
Eyes closed, hands
Couldn't
tied
hit a
behind your back.
horsey to save my life Saturday,
Yeah.
but boy, did it come back to roost on Sunday/Monday.
Well, lucky we don't do a horse racing show.
That's bloody... You're not wrong, even though I did
coming around the back straight, we got Kobe Diva, followed by File Up, and it's File Up.
I did post on the socials when we were at Puzzles.
They're the two horses you're going with.
Yeah. When we were at Puzzles, I did get a bit antsy.
Yeah.
Posted about
You got a little bit
my
telly.
horses. But that was an unbelievable run that day. But yeah,
Hey.
I'm looking forward to it.
But this is a little bit of you time to start off. But
Spring Carnival too, so it's topical.
Yeah.
maybe we'll chuck on our
the tips,
Sunday
Blaze.
best one of these days. The tips, I can't actually see them. They're obscured by my laptop. Slam, do you want to take us through the tips?
Schnar's got 10, so he's on 71.
Yep.
I got 10 as well, but he's refusing to
No.
give me it. So
No,
he's
we're
giving me
paying
9.
9.
You got 9.
I put my tips in on the app.
Doesn't
We
matter,
don't
mate.
do the app.
That's crap.
The
You know
board
it's
speaks
crap.
all.
You know it's
The
crap.
board speaks for all.
Anyway, so I'm on 71 as well. How convenient. And you had 8 for... I mean, your guess is as good as mine for what that number is.
I think
but
it's
it looks
67.
like 67. It's
But-
definitely 67 because the 59's before it. That's in my head.
Let's not get back on Schnazzy's calligraphy grind. that ship is failing to leave the station. Dock?
Port.
Port.
Yeah.
But so week 7 was a bit of a funny week in terms of, I guess, most of the results we thought came through. Well, if you subscribe to Slammer and Schnaz's tips, that is. We'll get going.
Especially if you just subscribe to mine that I put in on the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You accidentally tipped the Giants and you know it.
It's not an accident because I tipped it in both my tipping comps.
We have to settle this one off air, boys.
You tipped Carolina on the board. It's in front of me.
Stick it in the
On
steel.
Tuesday!
Stick it in the steel cage, and smoke it. Cleveland hosted Denver. Thursday Night Football was the first matchup of the weekend, and Cleveland got it done here 17-14, in which was
You sure?
yeah, I am sure. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I am sure. But you've thrown me off a little bit there, Schlammer.
It's one of those weeks where I've written on the board.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it never goes well when I
It's
write on the
painful.
board.
okay, because Slammer constantly comments on it. But what I was going to
His
say,
numbers are actually okay.
yeah,
The next week's games, I've got issues. But we'll get into that later.
we'll do that on the preview show. But Cleveland did get the job done despite an injury list that would I don't know.
As long as Johnny Sin's third leg.
It was purple. It was a purple injury list. But they did get it done in the end.
It did.
Dearness Johnson really with a breakout game there for
To
the
be
young
fair,
fella.
like, how many rushing yards per game do you think you could run for behind Cleveland's offensive line?
Stacks, I'm an athlete.
I reckon, that offensive line is fantastic.
Yeah, it's good.
You'd be more of a fullback these days.
That is by far...
Me or
Blaze.
Slammer?
Blaze definitely wouldn't be. I don't know what you're saying about me.
Maybe a catching fullback.
Cleveland's is like... Their offensive line is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, it's-
Absolutely stacked.
there-
That's the
I
best
see-
one in the league.
There
blah,
is
blah.
no lie.
And they're
There is
not.
no
They're
lie.
missing their right tackle. Right tackle.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Conklin.
Yeah, Conklin. So yeah, it's not as good as the 2015, 2016 Dallas one, but it's the best one I've seen in a while.
Yeah, they're going
Like
wrong.
if Dearness Johnson can run for it was almost 150.
So you're taking respect off his name?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit.
A little bit of shine off.
Like, I think
He's
if
having-
Derrick Henry was running behind that line, he probably would have gone for 350.
He'd win the MVP.
It's not a bad take from you, but Cleveland did get the job done. They stay in the hunt in their division.
It's an
obviously
interesting
with
one
Baltimore
here
going
because
down.
Baker came out and said, he should be ready to go. And he's like, I know when my body's right. And now during the week, he's like, I'm not going to play. The doctors tell me I'm cleared.
Do you want to hear my hot
Yeah.
take?
So gone full in circles. Bloke doesn't even know what's happening in his own head, let alone his own body.
Do you want to hear?
So-
Do you want to hear my hot take? They're no worse off without him.
I reckon
He's
Chubb's
like-
figure out.
He's you're way
Yeah.
there. Baker Mayfield's a glorified Alex Smith.
Yeah.
He's a glorified game manager.
A short game
Like,
manager.
Is Case Keenum really that much of a step
I'd still
back?
rather Baker.
Yeah, but he's going to make like 2 throws a game that Case Keenum can't make. Outside of that, that's it. Like Case Keenum's like he's your stereotypical game manager quarterback. He can do this. He can run that team perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and if I was them, I wouldn't be giving Baker Mayfield a big contract.
Oh,
And
that's like franchise
losing-
crippling.
Yeah, and losing something else, like losing a piece of the offensive
Yeah.
line or losing one of the 2 running backs, because you could get by with sub-average quarterback
You
play.
get my mate Kirk.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Kirky boy.
You could get by on average quarterback play there.
Do you want to keep talking about Denver and Cleveland so we don't have to go into the next
Actually,
Or
I
do you
do,
want to
Blakes,
speak
because
about more
Friday,
average?
Friday we hit on the Thursday night football.
one? Okay,
multi.
yeah, not a bad save
So
from
Dearness Johnson, 50-plus rush yards. He went way overs on that. Case Keenum, 175. And I said
Safe.
to Schnars, I said, should we look at 200?
Yeah.
And he said, nah. I said, good call, because they got 199. Landry, 30-plus. He had 30 in the first quarter, ended with 37 for the
Doesn't
game, so that was
touch it after
lucky.
that.
And then Cleveland head-to-head, and that got home quite
But
easy.
all that matters, mate, is the 4 ticks and,
Yep.
and the
50 into
cashola.
212, so you love that. You love that.
Does not matter how you get them, Shnazi, as long as you get them.
Mate, wins
And
winning.
those results just keep rolling
Yeah,
in.
and that's 3 minutes on Denver, Cleveland. That's enough. Move
Okay,
on.
fair enough. We will get into KC at
No,
Tennessee.
let's not, boys.
So I was the only one who went out on a limb here. I went out on my own Johnny Sins and I tipped Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, I put
And-
money on Tennessee.
You did have money on Tennessee, and also in my multi, I took Tennessee at the line, which was
Yeah.
5.5
Yeah.
to mine.
This was
Amusement.
this was hard overhead. I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't know it was going to be this bad.
This was bad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even
worse
on the
than
back of
expected.
Derrick Henry having a day out too,
No.
which is even the worst thing. Because you look at this score and you go, Derrick Henry must have absolutely feasted.
Yeah, you're right. There's a glimmer of shining light. The defense wasn't that shit.
At defending
The run, the run defense.
A portion of their responsibility they did okay at.
But then they let Derrick Henry throw a touchdown. So Derrick, imagine this before the start of the game, right? You rock up to the game and go,
Don't say
Derrick
it.
Henry's going to
Don't
throw
say
more
it.
touchdowns
Don't
than Pat
say
Mahomes
it.
today.
They said it.
And you would have been locked up, taken away, keys thrown away.
I think one of the main concerns for me here is it's on the same line of thinking as you're on there, Shnazi. If Derrick Henry's going to have 18 or I think it was 18 carries for about 80 yards.
Yeah.
And you get that.
I'd have felt pretty good about
You
that.
get that on your desk before the game. You think, oh, KC probably win this touchdown, bit over a touchdown. No,
No.
3.
No.
Just
The
the
Pitt says no.
just the solitary 3. Now Pat took a hit late, but the damage was already well done by
Oh,
then.
it was
The
over
writing
by
was
then.
writing was on the wall. So
He was cleared a concussion too today. So
yeah, so he's Gucci to go against the Giants. But
Thank Christ.
the main the main story here is that I guess Tannehill had his day. He really just put the foot down and got the job done. 27 to 3.
the pressure gauge, and we started off.
Have we not covered it enough? Get going. Cool.
We got through week 4 and we said we're like this
Hovering.
much worried. We were like less than 1%.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's up a lot from that point.
Oh yes.
You might be getting close to redlining, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's
Well, like, don't let them lose to the Giants on the weekend.
If they lose to
Or
the
they'll be-
Giants-
they'll be issues.
Slab will be taking a long walk off a short bridge. I guarantee you.
just fair warning.
It doesn't bode well for the people on my flight from Adelaide to Brisbane
Oh yeah.
in 2 weeks' time.
Well, don't know. Do you want to like clip that and send it to maybe like ASIO or something?
Yeah, I know.
That sounds like a real suspect.
Well, there's nothing
comment.
wrong with it, Blaze, as long as the Chiefs beat the Giants next weekend. Otherwise, don't get on that flight.
I'm not doing this.
Oh, I reckon we've covered enough of that game.
Hey, we'll have,
Into the
we'll have a
ocean.
couple of new views this week.
Yeah.
A couple of counter-terrorist operators in ASIO are like, what the fuck's going on here?
Oh, shit.
Everything I said was a joke.
The main thing to worry about, unless you're on that flight, obviously, is that if you're
Obviously.
watching a preview show in a couple of days' time, and we mention obviously the KC Giants game, if the Chiefs don't beat the Giants, don't expect to ever see another show. I guess is the
No, it's all right. My flight name's next Friday, so I'll get one in.
We'll get one in.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Hey, bit of tongue in cheek.
One last preview before I go.
It's all in poor humour.
Yes.
Poor taste.
Very poor taste. Moving right along.
Exceptionally.
I just wanted to see a really good close-up view of the Great Barrier Reef.
Washington went into Green Bay.
They did, and they lost 10 to 24. Shailene Woodley got it done again here.
Oh.
24 to 10.
I just started watching. Is it Big Little Lies?
Yeah,
with
Big
Shailene
Little
Woodley?
Lies. Yep.
Crazy. So a bit of life here.
Yeah.
Bringing life into the show.
Synergy.
I watched this show and I was like, Shailene Woodley reminds me of Blaze because that's all Blaze ever talks about.
Yeah,
On the show.
And then we rock up to the podcast show, or the podcast house,
Yep.
Slammers Joint.
Yep.
Young Sheldon's always on the TV. So you
Yeah.
got the kid
Every
with the buck
time.
teeth.
Without
So I'm
fail.
sitting here trying to watch a serious show and I got fucking Blaze
Every
and
time.
Slammer out
Been
here
watching it for
taking
2
an
weeks.
absolute piss. And I'm sitting there trying to like, can't feel suspense.
What, because every time anything intense happens, you look at Shailene and think, oh, Blaze is a bloody idiot.
Yeah.
And you turn around, the kid's biting someone else, spoiler alert, and it's young Sheldon.
I'm like, he's gone from a rocket scientist to this kid who can't stop biting people. It's like a carnival. Carnivore.
Carnival.
Yeah. That's enough on that. All right.
I mean, we said we were going to be snappier, and with 5.5 minutes in, we're on game 3.
Dude, we're talking about Shailene Woodley, and that's always going to consume time. But the main point here is the Green Bay Packers, outside of a blip in week 1, have really...
they got rolling, haven't
they've
they?
turned it on since then.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're beating up on the shit the
Week
last
1
couple
does
of
mean
weeks.
nothing, doesn't it?
Ultimately.
It just
Used to play
never,
by the week 1,
never
remember?
means anything. Like, Buffalo lost to the Steelers.
Houston won, didn't they?
Yep, exactly. My point.
Yep.
I think the big thing with this game is we're not going to talk about Washington too much because we've said the same thing we've said the last 5 weeks on Washington.
It's nice that them and KC backed up.
And then Green
Is
Bay
Miami
on the other
next?
hand, Green Bay on the other hand, like I think the biggest thing to take away from this game is not even the game itself; it's next week.
Yeah.
With Devontae
Definitely.
Adams is contracted COVID,
You got the vid.
and they've got the
The
Thursday
spicy
night flu
cough.
game, so
Yeah, so he'll be sitting.
So that he'll be out, and they've got a big matchup that we'll cover obviously in the preview show, and check that one out.
gets
when
the
it
Cardinals,
does
the 7-0 Cardinals.
drop. Yeah,
Yeah.
huge.
Well.
Absolutely huge.
This next game was huge, Blaze.
Massive result
Huge.
here in the young career of Joe Burrow and a young man called Jamar Chase who lit it up. They won
Lit it
41-17 at Baltimore.
If you haven't
200.
heard, Geordie
200.
Sellers jumped ship for the 19th time.
Has he?
Yeah, he's on
the
Cincinnati now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he's flapping the
Which
wind.
is ironic because he actually chose Arizona at the start of the year and they're going pretty well.
Yeah,
But-
So it's a bold call.
He's
hopping
flipped to Cincinnati.
NFC to AFC leader.
Yeah.
In that sense.
It's probably the first thing he's ever back that's doing well.
Yeah. But we're looking at
Oh, no, I'm not going to say that.
a big old 200 bomb from Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And including an 87 catch
He
and
is
run
fantastic.
slam.
If you haven't bet on him for Rookie of the Year already, it's too late.
Yeah, you missed
He's
that.
You're losing-
He's $1.75.
You're losing money if you bet on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's safe
He
as.
is-
I mean, you won't.
Absolutely
You'll
flying.
make money, but...
all those draft experts talking about how they should have taken Penei Sewell.
Including us
Protect-
challenging
Yeah.
it a little bit.
Oh, we
Right here.
yes. he is absolutely flying.
He
He's
is
a-
insane.
Gunno.
Yeah.
Insane.
He was toying with the league
Insane.
in preseason, talking absolute like Hispanics.
smack.
Oh, the ball has the
Did you
rings
say
on it in college.
Hispanics?
Because it doesn't...
It's like just ridiculous.
Hispanic, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Oh, I like to get my car fixed and speak to Spanish people at the same time. It's all good. What I'm saying here is though, like he's just thrown the league a
old
huge
Hispanic
curveball,
mechanic.
and like I almost don't even know. Like he's one of those players that's like now he's going to get the attention from everyone.
What was he? What pick was he?
Was he 3?
No.
5, 6?
I
5,
would've
6?
said
I was going to say 5 or 6. He went 6 in the fantasy draft.
No, he would have gone 6.
Oh, let's ponder on it.
You guys
Oh,
talk,
should
I'll
ask
find it.
things. All right, you look it up. That'd be great.
my main
Yeah,
thing
5
here
or
is-
6. I reckon it was 5 or 6.
It's in the
Was it
house.
after Waddle or
There was
before
two-
Waddle?
Before. There was 2 draft. No, it might have been after. Miami might have picked first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schnazzy,
There
look it
was
up.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Trevor and then Zach. Pitts went 4.
Yeah.
So he was
He
after
went- he went
Pitts.
si- I'm pretty.
5.
5. There you go. Who was 3?
Lance.
Oh, right.
3
yeah.
QBs
So
first
who was?
up.
Oh, so he was 5. Okay,
Pitts
yeah.
was
Pitts
4.
and then him.
Speaking of, Pitts had a good game.
Pitts had a great
Yeah,
game.
well,
Yeah,
we'll get
Pitts
to
is-
it.
to him.
Pitts
We'll
is
get to
coming
Atlanta
along.
shortly. Yeah. But obviously the big one here is Cincinnati moved to the top of the AFC.
Oh, Waddle might have been the very next pick.
It was 6.
to Miami
Yeah,
at
he
6.
was the very next pick. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad we worked our way through that. And I
Yeah,
hope that
me
made
too.
for
I'm glad we
good
got that.
viewing. But
Oh, good segues. The Dolphins thingy game next.
not quite.
Ah.
Not quite.
You and your segues, you just really slide them in
He
unnoticed.
hangs about there. He announces them, and they very rarely come off
Well,
natural.
one game away. That's not bad. It came up. It was right where my cursor was, Blaze.
Yeah.
You see, so I got a bit excited.
Oh, you just keep break the fourth wall, man.
Sorry.
The loss for Baltimore means a lot.
I think it does. I think it says a
Lamar
fair
was-
bit about that passing.
Do you think they're in
situation.
danger of losing the division? Because that'd be great if they would. Because that's my multi.
Well, it's wide open in there, isn't it? With
Do
the
you
Steelers and the Browns.
Well, I mean,
Well, I
if,
wouldn't
I,
have
if
the
I'm
Steelers
backing
that
if I'm backing
Yeah, I
up with
don't
my
know.
Browns statement, then yes, I'd really hope it would be.
Yeah.
But you sort of look at that in Baltimore and go, you know what? They've snuck through a lot of games.
Yep.
They've won by a score in a lot of games. And then it's gone the other way and they couldn't get the game going
Yeah.
and they've been blown out. At home.
Against an up and coming team that would be looking for a win like that, not
Yeah, it's a
establishing.
statement win.
But yeah, exactly right.
Huge statement win.
And they would have known that going in. But I mean, props to Cincinnati, and obviously, like we said about Jamar Chase,
Huge game.
huge game for a young fella in only his 7th start.
Yeah.
And he missed the whole of last year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's getting more and more impressive. And
It's
you
crazy.
think back to that championship year at LSU under Joe Burrow, he was a bona fide number 1 stud then before as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
That team, like,
With Jay Jettas as well. So
they have a coach who couldn't even coach and they still didn't lose a game all year.
You love Ed Orgeron. I mean, he's lost his job
he's on his
now,
way
but
out now. Yeah.
Oh, he's won like
He's
5
coaching
games
out.
since that.
Yeah. But
Speaking of a team who hasn't won a game since someone left,
C-Mac's gone out and the wheels
Mahomes? Oh, no.
the wheels have well and truly fallen off in Carolina land after we kind of semi-built a
any team
bandwagon.
that I like has gone to absolute poo, Blaze.
We built a bit of a shrine to him.
Oh, Blaze, do you know who else played in that LSU team? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Where the hell's he been?
Yeah,
Christ.
he's struggling a little bit.
Justin Jefferson. Hey, your mate.
He's not mine,
the one if you're going to watch out for someone coming out of that
Oh,
team
Terrace Marshall Jr.
who's yet to play
Thaddeus Moss, who's not on the list anymore.
in the NFL is Derek Stingley.
Yeah.
He was a freshman cornerback that year, and he was unbelievable. Sat out. I'm pretty sure he sat out last year. He's playing this
Oh,
year. He'll
yeah,
be a
he
top
is.
5 pick.
Yeah.
Had 1 for 1. 1 tackle, 1 assist.
There
There
you
are
go.
some serious names on this team.
Yeah.
Holy hell, it's stacked. Like your mate you just said, Kayvon Chason, Grant Delpit, Patrick Queen, Thaddeus Moss, Terrence Marshall Jr., Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Joe Burrow. Not hard to see why they won.
Championship formula, isn't it?
I don't know how Clemson scored 25.
Let's
Who's
get-
Clemson got?
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence, that's it.
Yeah.
Let's
They would have
get
had Trevor
through.
and T. Higgins. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis Etienne. Oh, now T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are lining up at the same wide receiver room. That's pretty sick. It's a good time to get on the Bengals, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're an up-and-coming side. But yes, before we got relegated back from the Carolina discussion.
Oh, I tried to segue it.
You did. And
Maybe it didn't work because I didn't call it out.
yeah, you should have announced it, and then old mate would get
Yeah, you got to say you're segueing.
you'd get your audio cue,
Yeah.
your audio processing.
Could you imagine
Segway.
Slammer on a Segway? Just riding down the beach.
I'm on a Segway. This is a Segway.
I'm segueing.
He'd have like a flag, like a sand dune flag when you go forward driving on his helmet. Be like, watch out!
No, that's far too tough for him. You mean one of the flags they stick on like the little ride-ons for like the guys at the retirement homes?
He'd have those little, like, you know when you buy
Well, a
like,
high vis yellow, like orange one. It's
one
like
of the big
a
flags.
metre and a half up in the air.
Yeah, so as you're hooning around the retirement village, everyone knows you're coming when you come around the corner.
I'm not that old.
No, you're getting on, but.
I'm like 2 months old.
And don't you look it. Carolina, 3 points. New York Giants, 25. Don't look too much into this. Carolina without C-Mac
Move
are
on,
absolute
Blaze.
garbage, and Giants get a win. Atlanta beat Miami, and Miami sink to new
Love it.
lows.
That's pace. Love it.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
just stop it.
But like you stopped it. You chucked the
Pull the
handbrake on.
handbrake, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted a little bit longer.
Hey, Randy!
They're good to
Randy!
Sweep the leg, Randy.
Hey, what? The devil.
Sweep the handbrake, Randy.
30 to 28
All I
was the
keep
score here.
hearing about this one, Blaze, is how bad Tua played. And yet, I'm looking at the numbers. He went 32 of 40, 4 tuds, 2 interceptions.
You know as well as I do, numbers can be
But Matt
misleading.
Ryan went 25 of 40 for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. So
I
is
think-
his day that much worse?
I think what they're talking about in that game, and if you didn't see the highlights,
It's
Tua threw
situational.
he threw a pretty bad interception in the end zone, which cost him the game in the end. And besides that, he played a really good game. For Atlanta, though, we just talked about him before. The
KP.
number 4 pick.
Look out for that rookie class at the moment.
What's
There's some players going on there. 7 receptions, 163 yards at an average tote of 23.3 a catch.
Yeah.
Add him to a team with Calvin Ridley. If
Yeah.
they can get some pieces going on the offensive line and they can get a defense, which
Quarterback's the issue.
Not yet.
Nah, I think it's an issue.
he's still he can throw.
Is
the
he
ball.
playing well?
He's not
playing well,
He's not the
though,
part holding him back. It's that
Which
defense.
I would say is-
But he's 36. He's 36. And let's
Yeah.
take Brady out of the equation. That's getting old.
Yeah, of course it is.
Like, it's not... You know,
Would you-
it's
I would-
crazy.
I would
What's
have him-
Big Ben?
I would have him
I mean,
right
he
around
looks
the
like
middle
he's
though,
dying,
as like he'd be like a 15th best quarterback in the league sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like
Oh,
have
Ben's
him-
39.
So I don't think quarterback's the main issue that they have, but they've got some good receivers coming through. So you got Pitts, you got
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
There's pieces.
You've got a base unit there to build on.
You just need to get your defense. and
Cordell Patterson's like their number one focal point.
yeah.
Which is a bit weird, but...
So
Or he's playing like it, so
Yeah.
that's the way you do it.
He's just a bit like... what's the thing? Pocket knife, isn't he? He does all the things.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he catches, he does punt returns, kick returns.
does everything.
He rushes it these days as well.
It doesn't do
He's
any
always
like
running back,
it doesn't look like amazing but he like puts up numbers.
He's a good, honest, hard-working footballer. You love to see it. We could probably use with a few more of them on the Kansas City.
Tell you what, Blaze, you don't see many 50 bombs drop though, do you?
No, you don't. But
So we're going to not touch on Miami at all?
I mean, there's not heaps left to say.
We say the same things about Kansas City, Washington, and Miami every week.
They
were really good last year. Now they suck. Let's move on.
I mean, what are they now? 1-5? Have they had their bye yet? 1-6?
The thing I come back to all the time
Yeah,
is
they're
like
1-6, sorry.
Slam's mate Xavier Howard.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting this go. Was proclaiming
1-6.
Defensive Player of the Year last year.
He was last year.
Oh, that's looking good now, isn't it, Slammer? Just
because you were good last year doesn't mean
him in
you're
the
good.
defense.
They've gone to water, haven't they?
Their whole franchise just seems to have just blown up.
Is this still that Deshaun Watson cloud lingering that's just because it seems to be patching up everything that's going on here. Like, you look at a team that almost made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
We're really quite impressive. Young, up and coming. We had Brian Flores was getting toted as, you could get anything out of anyone.
Oh, he was very close to being close.
And he was having a real dip. And now this Deshaun Watson thing's been all off season, and now it's stretching into, as we approach the deadline, which is in a week's time. It's still not done. And yet...
It's not happening.
They're not getting him.
It's not happening.
Well, we can't definitively say that for sure, but my main point
That's
is...
a guarantee.
Okay, mate. The main point is that they've won one game. They've been absolutely disappointing on both sides of the
Do
ball.
they have their first rounder this year?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Philly got it.
Yeah.
Oh, remember how last week I was saying Philly got 3 first rounders?
Yeah.
They do. They've got their own. They've got Miami's, and they've got Indies. As long as Carson Wentz plays 75% of the games.
Yeah.
So at the moment, 3 inside the top 12.
Yeah. Which would be fantastic.
That's fantastic if you're a Philly fan.
Well, yeah. If it wasn't Philly and they knew how to draft. They haven't exactly drafted.
I didn't want to get into that.
Shout out the Jersey Cartel.
Anyways,
But I mean, you've got 3 picks in the top 12. You got to hit
where
one.
I was going with that is if you're Miami, right, you're not getting a superstar coming in your first round next year who's going to fix a glaring hole that you have on your defense.
Well,
Or
not
fix your O-line.
not a pick 40.
Yeah.
No.
So they don't really have a lot of places to go but for trading. And, free agents these days, it's like they see money, but they also see culture and good teams. Yeah. They all want to win these.
It's a weird time in the NFL, isn't it? The last 3-4 years. It's not, I'm going to go the place with the most money, or I'm going to go the place. I'm not going to go the place that's just going to win.
It's a little bit super
they're happy to go wherever as long as they're going to get paid decent and they got half a chance of winning. Like, nobody's going to the Jets. Nobody's going to the Giants. But I mean, you will get 1 or 2 that'll just go for a big sum of cash.
Set themselves up for life, of course.
But also,
it's an attitude shift. The small markets at the moment, it's never been a better time to be a small market because you can be a small market, not have a lot of money, and still get good players. Like Buffalo got stuff on.
And that's where I think Jacksonville are going to benefit because they have Trevor. They're going to get players to come on free agency.
For days.
It's exactly what you said. It's a culture thing.
All right, we took way too long of that, and I apologise for taking us all the way back.
No, you're right, mate.
The 50 bomb, Slam.
Yeah, the 50 bomb from New England, 54-13 at the Jets. I mean, you don't see heaps of them, but when you do see them, they're probably against the Jets.
You do not see heaps of them.
54,
you don't see a lot of 54s when they only scored 3 in the third.
Yeah, but it's just the Jets. They're absolutely fucking pathetic.
20 in the last.
Yeah.
That's putting it on.
Yeah, they stacked it.
Hard and fast.
Mac Jones, 300 yards, 2 tutties. The Jets' main takeaway here is no more Zach Wilson with that PCL. Going to miss
probably 4.
2 to 4.
Yeah, 2 to 4 is the diagnosis. I would say probably 4. Keep him out of the gun. Get a higher draft pick. Try and do something with that.
I mean, it's not exactly the worst thing that could happen.
No, it's not.
It's like, hey kid, you know what? We suck. Go and sit down for half a year, and we're going to suck even worse, and we're going to get a higher draft pick.
We'll get you better.
Something
to work
took
with.
Him 2 last year. They're going to get a higher one.
Well, they're making a fair case for it if Detroit can knock off Philly this week.
Oh my god.
Hey, speaking of Philly, see that's how you do it, Sam. 22-33, they went into the Raider Dome here and came up short. The Raiders still coachless, but the step in is obviously the assistant is doing a good enough job to beat what's put in front of them, albeit the Broncos.
They went insane. Vegas did, Blaze.
They started off on fire.
Yeah.
No, they were down 7-0, and then they were in front, like 29-7 or something weird.
Yeah.
Like, rattled off a heap of points in a row.
You can lose the toss and receive. Or defer.
No, I'm just saying, after that, there you go. It was 7-0, and then at 3/4 time, it was 30-7.
Yeah.
That's a lot of unanswered points.
Yeah. Great point.
Great middle of the game from them.
How's this stat line? 31 of 34 for 323, 2 tuds and 1 interception.
Yeah, you love Derek Carr. It's actually
He's actually balling out.
I think it's the 4th best completion percentage.
That's insane.
Of all time,
it's
potentially.
This is what happened though. 3 weeks ago, we started pumping up Derek Carr.
Yep.
And then they lost badly.
Yep.
So 5-2.
Yeah, but
Just let him get through it, mate. You're being really argumentative tonight.
Yeah, well, stop saying dumb shit.
Wasn't a dumb point.
No,
Nice.
but we'll get through that anyway. So all I was going to say is Derek Carr started the season on fire like the Raiders.
Yep.
It dipped a little bit.
Went
through the
cold.
middle.
Yep.
They lost to Chicago, was it?
Yeah.
Pretty sure they lost to Chicago, and Derek Carr and his receivers couldn't have a completion to save their life. Point I was getting at 2 weeks ago, we pumped them up. They lost 2 games on the skid.
Yep. Pressure's come off.
Pressure's come off. Play the lowly Philly, and now they've gone back up. So probably expect to see them up for the next few weeks, but then straight back down.
Yeah, don't mind that take from Yushnazi. A point well made despite interference. Detroit at the LA Rams.
Then they got the week off next week.
The Rams won 28-19 here. Detroit slipped to 0-7.
This one was closer than it should have been, Blaze, too.
Yeah, it was closer, but it's still
They were
Detroit.
going for everything.
Yeah,
Went for an onside kick in the first quarter.
yeah.
Went for a fake
punt.
Fake punt. And they pulled them both
Converted
off.
both.
Pulled them both off.
I mean, you got to think out of the box when you're in Detroit, obviously, because
So, they
what's
started
in
well.
the box sucks.
And then a slam would like me to say Rams had a good middle.
Yeah, great.
And then they
middle.
also finished the stronger on both sides.
Yeah.
So that's how you can probably summarise that game.
Quite an easy summary.
No, that was a very good summary.
What
Like
I
that.
did call last week is that I'd say expect Detroit to be in the game up to their ears
Yep.
in the half, and they were. I think they went in ahead at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ahead at
Rings a bell.
three-quarter time as well, I reckon.
No, all locked up at 3/4 time.
All locked up at three-quarter time.
No, they were in front by 2.
Perfect. And then the Rams came back and ended up winning the game because Jalen Ramsey picked off Jared Goff
Yeah.
to end the game.
And how about that?
And they picked him off mid-4th as well at about their own 19. Yeah, so really, Detroit probably should have won. They are the unluckiest 0-7 team I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and
I'm picking them 100% against Philly next week.
so am I.
But
That
so
point
the
stands.
last time we did this, the last time we said how unlucky they were, they went out and played one of the worst games I've ever seen against Cincinnati.
Yeah. But maybe Cincinnati were better than we were giving them credit for. We know Philly are bad.
Yeah.
Since you're 5-1, they've just beat Baltimore.
5-2.
Albeit, Chicago, again, with the corrections. Chicago at Tampa Bay, 38-3. Yeah, okay.
Speaking of corrections, Matt Nagy,
38-3.
he needs to do something there.
It needs to go, is what it needs.
No, Blaze. Sometimes good teams only score 3 points in a week, and that's just what happens. Okay, Blaze? Sometimes things go wrong, and that's not anyone's fault, okay?
Okay.
Sometimes you just got to look ahead to next week and go, you know what? Just write that one off, fellas. Okay? No point throwing the baby out with the bathwater, Blaze. Sometimes 3 is just a completely respectable score.
Yeah?
Yep.
You got anything more on that one? No, actually, don't continue. Please don't.
3's okay, Blaze.
Chicago, I was sort of following the game and looking on Twitter at the same time. And I saw some Chicago fans actually asking for Dalton to come back on. They're like, can we have Andy Dalton on? He won't be much worse. And then people were saying, we should bring him on at right tackle. He can't be any worse than our current tackles. Their offensive line is shocking.
You've got to appreciate good, self-deprecating humour, if nothing else. In that franchise.
Chicago have had heaps of practice at it.
I think Fields got sacked 4 or 5 times again. He
got beat up.
He got hit about 10 times as well.
They're lucky that Tampa Bay put the Q in the rack at halftime. They
Yeah.
are. They are seriously.
Tampa was on 20.
It was 35-3 at halftime.
What about the first quarter? It was 20.
21-0.
21-0.
Well, one thing to take away for Tampa,
Brady didn't have to do shit.
except for throws for his 600th touchdown pass.
Did you see what that guy got?
Yep. See how much more he could have got if he kept the ball.
Be the good bloke.
Sports memorabilia reckon that ball, if he had kept it, would retail around $500K.
I think I said 685. They said.
Oh, even higher than
Yeah.
that. I thought I saw.
But he got a good get.
He got a good.
He got a good get.
And you get good karma for that.
Yeah, and
Not
that's a whole
that I'm a
that's a
Buddhist,
whole
but-
that's a whole pool room worth of stuff that you just said as opposed to one ball.
Two
got-
seasons of season tickets and
Yeah.
stuff like that as well.
You got a Bitcoin too.
One
Did he?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Tom Brady hooked him up with a Bitcoin.
I hadn't seen that one.
That's just 68K. I like
Two-
it.
So that's worth a mint.
Two Tom Brady signed Guernseys and his cleats, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it
And
Mike
then-
Evans cleats? Mike Evans signed Guernsey. A signed Tom Brady helmet
Yeah.
and somebody's cleats. Can't remember whose
Yeah.
cleats it was.
And then the season
He got an
tickets.
absolute
And
haul.
yeah,
And
two
like- and
years
like-
worth of season tickets.
$1,000 merchandise.
Yeah,
voucher
for the
or something
team
like
store.
Gift
Yeah.
card.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has a good day. He got pretty lucky that Mike...
You'd be happy with
mistake
that.
from Mike Evans, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Surely they weren't talking about on the sidelines. They're going, all right, there's $5.99, boys. Next one, just no one give away the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just think
Mike's
someone
yeah, all right.
someone on that sideline must have been clued into what was going on. But hey, congratulations to Tom, the greatest of all time, indisputed both individually and as a team player. He has been the benchmark for the best part of our entire lives.
You know what's ballsy though? Like, because the staffer went and got the ball back like mid-game. Like, so the guy voluntarily gave the ball away whilst getting nothing in return. So like, at least Tampa Bay.
That's what I mean.
At least Tampa Bay had done the right thing by him and gone, "Yeah, you know what? Like, you
The press
didn't
would
have to give us the
The
ball
press
back."
would have absolutely blown that up.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah.
But like, he
Well,
had the ball. He didn't have to. Like, if he was like, if he wanted to be a dick, he could have got the ball and then just
If we're being
just pulled it out of the stadium.
If we're being
Gone.
deadly honest, Sam, the initial offer that the Bucks were giving him was quite light on before the media got behind it.
Oh,
And
was
they,
it?
They came back with that secondary offer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that.
It's a bit light on.
The other part would have been if he kept it, he probably would have lost his season tickets. Whoops, we accidentally sold your tickets, mate.
To be fair, there's a couple of schools of thought here, and mainly for me, it'd be like, I think Tom Brady could probably afford the $500K to buy his ball back if he really wanted to as well, just quietly.
That's a guy's house as well.
Yeah.
But he also got it for free. And
Yeah.
so anything's better than nothing in my
So
eyes.
there's heaps going back. Maybe
Was it a game worn jersey? Do you know?
I don't know, mate.
If it was game worn jersey from your 600th touchdown pass,
There's every chance it would have been. He could have swapped at halftime.
That would have been worth a mint.
It's like the AFL grand final. They swap it every quarter. They swap their jerseys.
Maybe that's why they gave him two Tom Brady signed Guernseys so he could sell one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
maybe.
that. I like that.
Not a bad thought process. The Cardinals took out the trash, 31-5. They beat Houston at home.
Started ugly.
Started ugly, a bit
Started
scrappy. Houston with the safety.
Down 2-0 in the first quarter, Blaze.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of that.
No, you don't.
Don't
You
see a lot of that.
And you don't see a lot of fives.
Nah, you just never see fives, Blaze. And in fact, during this week, we saw 2 fives.
Yeah.
Because the New York Giants were they were beating Carolina 5-3 at one stage, and that's just rare. But then another 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love numerology.
You'll go the whole rest of the season without seeing a 5.
It's kind of a miracle you never really did uni, eh? You love all
Oh,
the
it's so true, Blaze. It's just that I hate work.
geography and numerology and
Kyler didn't really get going, though. Didn't do heaps this game.
astrology.
Strikes me as a game that you rock up to and you go, look, we know who we have on offense.
Yep.
Yeah.
We added Zach Ertz into there too. Had his best game.
game.
Yes. Did you see the career-long
Yeah.
touchdown reception? I think it
Yeah,
was 59 yards.
It's only taken him however long, and he's just rocked up in the first game and gone,
Yeah.
see you later.
I think he tied it.
Yeah, so, well, just hooked up with my mic. Anyways,
Is that what you call that?
yeah,
That was sexual assault.
Houston as well. I don't know. We're not even going to talk about
No,
them.
they are
Arizona,
what they
they look like they had the cue in the rack from the time they walked down the
Yep.
field. They've got bigger and better things. They were trying to get through the game without any injuries because they've got
The
Thursday night
top
football
four,
against
the top
the
4
Packers.
receiving options for Arizona are fantastic.
Top
Yeah.
5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get Rondale Moore into it, yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
like Zach Ertz, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, and Christian Kirk is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
deep. It's fantastic.
Over 200 yards between the 4 of them.
Houston at this point are what they are, and I don't think we need to talk about them every game on the show until a time with
Their defense is actually not that bad.
Yeah, they try.
Like they've
yeah.
actually I'd take theirs over ours.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, like seriously, I would.
Yeah.
They're actually playing okay.
I'd probably take Davis Mills over
It's
Pat
not
Mahomes.
really their stop.
5's greater than 3. We know that if you went to uni.
Yes, okay.
If you ever went to those numerology classes.
I went for 8 weeks.
Indianapolis.
8 weeks too long.
Indianapolis had a
Got
good...
into Santa Clara.
Blaze, you got one.
Yeah, no, this is
Fit.
good. This is a good pick from me.
Yeah.
One of my few. But they did get the job done here, 30-18. There's a bit of nothing in this. It was the last game of the Sunday fixtures, and 30-18 the score. Not heaps to
Wentz
look
was
at.
okay.
Wentz was okay.
Has been okay.
Jimmy G struggled again.
He sucks.
Had a really bad pick
Said
in
it
the
for
last
ages.
quarter.
We were talking about this off air before. Jimmy G, 2 years ago, 18 months ago, was playing in the Super Bowl
Yep.
and was about
6.5
6.5 minutes worth of Pat Mahomes in the Chiefs' domination.
From being a Super Bowl champ.
Being a Super Bowl
it was a
champion.
better time.
After 12 months after that, they've drafted his replacement,
Yeah.
and he'll be lucky to see out the season at this rate.
Yeah.
100% he'd be lucky. It was a poor showing, albeit it was in the wet all day in San Francisco.
They're not
but-
asking Carson Wentz to do heaps
which is good.
because the running back situation. No, I like him, but the
But the
running back
picky-
situation is pretty good.
No, I'm saying it's
But
a good thing
they're-
for him.
Jonathan
it's
Taylor.
good for him. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's fantastic.
But that pick that he threw, if you haven't seen the replay of that, shocking.
Yeah.
No, he was okay in the rain though. I don't mind them. They're a sneaky
They're
wild
putting,
card
they're
chance,
putting
aren't
it
they?
together a little bit
Yeah,
now.
they're getting better as the season goes
They've
on.
just
What
got
are they
not
now?
much-
What are they? 4
They don't
and
have
3?
much depth in the receiving room.
Oh, they're
They still rely on Hilton.
3 and 4.
And Pittman. I think if Pittman plays well,
Yeah, Pittman
they
was,
seem
Pittman,
to win.
Pittman
Like,
was massive.
yeah.
4 for 105.
he seems to be the difference maker. Last game on the slate.
Tell you what,
boys.
Hilton didn't even play by the looks of it.
Who's that? No, he's injured.
Either that or
Yeah,
he didn't
He's
have
got
a
his calf.
catch.
He's got the old man injury. He's
Yeah.
on his way
Oh,
out.
He could be,
that's- see you
he could be
later
toasty
then.
toasty.
And today,
Oh, yeah, a bit of a snore fest.
Did this game suck?
Yes.
My word, it sucked.
13-10 was the final score here. Famous Jameis getting it done over Geno Smith.
Your mate.
You could almost say
He sucks.
they're comparable quarterbacks at this point.
Who?
Geno. Jameis and Geno.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
rough.
That's rough.
That's
yeah,
rough.
for Geno, that's rough.
Geno literally. So Seattle put up 10 points, and 7 of those came up in was it their second drive of the game.
The 84-yard touchdown.
The 84-yard touchdown of DK Metcalf.
Blown coverage.
I mean, if you take that away,
Outside of that, they did nothing.
Seattle didn't. They did not look damaging. Like anytime they turned the ball over, they'd punt it, and you just know it's coming straight back.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans showed a bit though when
their defense did.
When they had to an offense, they put together like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up with 3 points.
Yeah, it did.
It was pathtic.
Yeah, it was, but still, they
Like,
put a drive
basically,
together.
Still gotta
the
move the
two
ball.
longest drives. The 2 longest drives they had all day, that they didn't score touchdowns on either one of them.
No, the
were-
2-minute drill at the end where they scored points.
Of what, the first half?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one. But the two longest drives, like I said, where like neither of those drives would have got anywhere near scoring range, except for the Seattle gave away penalties on 3rd down or 4th down. There was 4th down in that line as well, where Seattle burnt 3 minutes more off the clock because a guy jumped off sides on 4th and 5.
Yeah.
That would have been a
Gave
field
him the
goal with
first.
4 minutes to go, and they just gave him a first. Said, "Oh, just take another 2.5 minutes off the clock, mate. Geno will get it done in 2." Yeah, don't think he will, mate.
Geno, and the worst part about this for Geno is, as a backup quarterback, you should be experienced and you should understand game situations. I know he's never made it as a number 1 quarterback, but there was twice that they had to take timeouts because the clock on the sidelines. Pete Carroll had to call timeouts because the clock hit double zeros.
Well, did you see the one at the end of the first quarter? He
Yeah.
had no idea the quarter was running out of time.
Yeah, and he snapped the
snapped
ball
it and then fumbled it.
Nah, but it was at double zeros though.
Yeah.
So it
didn't matter.
time elapsed.
Yeah.
So it was 3 times in the game that the clock expired.
It was a complete and utter shit show, basically.
This is not going to come as a shock to anyone. The Seattle Seahawks have struggled since Russell Wilson is gone.
Yeah. But how's
And
your mate, though?
That'll continue. What you mean? His 4-2 record as a starter.
Yeah.
That's in New Orleans.
Yeah, that they suck.
You mean they're going to?
It's a hard one.
They'll beat the Bucks next week and they'll go 5-1 with them.
No, they
5-2 with them.
won't. I'll eat my hat. No, I've made that promise
We've
before
heard
and
this
hadn't
talk
done it.
before.
Yeah.
Just touching on Russell Wilson.
They'll be better when Michael Thomas gets back, though.
Yeah, which could be this
When's
week.
that happening?
Could be this week.
Could be 2 weeks. Who knows? It's been 18 months.
He could be Santa for all we know.
No, he was slated to return on fantasy.
No,
said that in, like,
because
week
they asked
3,
Sean
though.
Payton about him in the pre-game. Blanked every question.
Yeah.
Something
Sometimes
weird's
one of them.
going on
Yeah.
there. Something weird is going on
But
there.
what
We'll
we-
wait and see.
What we're going to say, and we said it last year and we said it this year with Seattle, is they're going to go how Russell Wilson goes. And there is no one more team, probably besides Green Bay, I don't know if that made any sense, that is dependent
Yeah,
on one
no, you
player.
got it.
Okay, Kansas City.
Yeah, or Kansas City.
Well, I mean, he's not even playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But if you take Aaron Rodgers and you take Russell Wilson out of the team, we're seeing what's happening when you take Russell Wilson out.
Yeah.
Not a good look if you're a Green Bay fan next year, just saying.
Yep. And that will do us, folks. NFL Week 7. That is a wrap on all the action. We'll be back with our preview show very shortly. If you've enjoyed us tonight, please share us with a friend. Let us know over on the social channels if you're enjoying.
Share us with a friend.
Yeah, of course, mate. Do that. Spread the good word. The good word is good. As always, thanks to the sponsors, Jersey Cartel and JRB Electrical. And Slammer, will you send us out for the evening?
He's been Slam. I've been Slam. That's the Bandwagon fan. Good night.